Welcome to Hankook TV. We are this weekend in Moscow with the DTM. Have a look around. It's a very interesting racetrack.
Most of the drivers like the challenges of the Moscow Raceway, as there are curves which you can't see before you get in, some apex which are quite difficult to hit, and one of the longest straights of the season, ending with a 90-degree left-hander. Most times you find the right braking point, but sometimes you don't.
It's my second time here in Russia on Moscow Raceway, so I'm really enjoying the driving here. It's it's a mix between slow, fast corners and a long straight, which it's really good for us to overtake. So it's really big fun to be here.
And it's big fun for fans and the guests at Hankook, who love getting close to the stars of the DTM.
Last 4 or 5 years, the situation with motorsport in Russia has changed a lot. The new race tracks of very high quality, like Moscow Raceway, Sochi racetrack, were built, and it helped very famous World Series to come to Russia. And now we have a pleasure to welcome such a famous and exciting events like DTM, like SMP F4, and then even Formula 1. 40 million, even more than 40 million cars are registered in Russia, and you can imagine how many drivers we have here. And Russian people, they like driving cars very much. So with all of that, of course, the motorsport in Russia become more and more popular year by year.
And in this process, the Moscow Raceway will continue to play a vital role. A new face appears among the Mercedes drivers. Last year's European Formula 3 champion Felix Rosenqvist replaces Esteban Ocon, who made the step into Formula 1.
First of all, I was very happy to hear it. A little bit shocked because it came a bit out of the blue. I know it's a very, very difficult task to jump in here in the middle of the season and in such a strong field, but it's a good place to be and I feel at home already.
The big Hankook hospitality building did not go on the long journey to Moscow, but there is a Hankook lounge just 3 meters above the pit lane. Culinary specialties, the proximity to the racing and the enthusiastic guests create a vibrant atmosphere on both race days. Paul Di Resta and his Mercedes team had a reason to celebrate even before the start. They get the Hankook Pit Stop Award for the fastest pit stop at last race in Saalfeld. Behind the DTM paddock in Moscow, you could find another smaller one. It belongs to another racing series, which counts on the exclusive support of Hankook tires. When you get closer to the SMP Formula 4, the first impression is like from a youth camp. 15-year-old kids playing ping pong or doing some other sporting activities. The youngsters come from Russia, Finland and the Netherlands.
Before I did 5 years of karting, so it's quite a big step to F4, always bigger and just different, but I think we're doing quite a good job now, so hope to improve every time.
And they are improving from race to race, from session to session. Especially the Russian drivers are taught not only to handle the 160 horsepower Formula 4 car, but also get some fitness training and a visual training to improve their reaction time. The aim is to find and to form a new generation of Russian racing drivers and maybe give them a chance on an international career. Alexandra Konsani is organizing the promotion in the SMP Formula 4 series. Sometimes the job makes her look a little bit like a mom looking for her kids.
It's our role as well to teach them. They are meant to be maybe one day in higher categories in Formula 1 or wherever. I wish them the best. They come from our championship, so it's as well the image of our championship. So I would like them to be able to behave and to respect the rules and to respect the people, the cars, the materials and everything. So that's why we are trying to be quite strict with them. But being their mom, no. I'm too young for that.
In the 3 races on the Moscow Raceway, the young drivers had to handle 3 times different weather conditions. Richard Verschoor landed a hat-trick victory and took the championship lead. The first DTM race in Moscow 2016 was as well the first wet race of the season, and it was soaking wet. Due to these conditions, the pace car led the field during the first 3 laps. Then Gary Paffett took over. Mercedes-AMG had secured itself to the first 2 grid rows, with Robert Wickens, Paul di Resta and Maximilian Götz starting behind Paffett. Soon after the start, Wickens get the chance to take first place and, today more important, to take a clear view. Freshman Felix Rosenqvist had to give in to the Audis of Edo Mortara and later on Jamie Green, but the Swede did a fantastic job, winning 1 point in his first DTM race. Paul di Resta took second place from Gary Paffett, while leader Robert Wickens pulled away from the others. After the race, the Canadian was astonished about the predominance of his car and about the grip level the Hankook rain tyre could deliver under these conditions. Matthias Ekström on 5th and Maxime Martin on 6th place marked the best positions of Audi and BMW in this race. Championship leader Marco Wittmann didn't get any points. So Wickens not only got the trophy for this race, but as well took the lead in the standings. The second race day in Moscow delivered a completely different story, concerning the weather and concerning the grid. Smiling faces this time at BMW, because Marco Wittmann and Tom Blomqvist owned the first row. When the lights went green, the two could hold the new championship leader Robert Wickens in his Mercedes at bay. Third in the championship is Jamie Green in his orange Audi, but this attack on Antonio Felix da Costa caused a spin of the Portuguese and a drive-through penalty for the Brit. Same corner a little later, this time Mercedes driver Maximilian Götz got a penalty of 5 seconds for his touch with Edo Mortara. After the pit stops, a damaged power steering at Robert Wickens' Mercedes caused a lot of action, mainly behind the Canadian. Paul di Resta pushed Timo Glock into the gravel and got himself a drive-through penalty. This made way for Edo Mortara, who came from 17th position in the grid and at the end nearly got 5th place from Wickens. All this happened far behind Marco Wittmann, who stated afterwards a perfect setup of his BMW and a persistently high grip level of his Hankook slicks. This victory brings him back into the lead of the championship. But there are still at least 5 drivers and all 3 brands in the running for the title.
So that was Moscow. We're heading now to Nürburgring. See you there.